Hey, I'm Jim Vebrock from TractorWorks Videos. We're in Carthage, Missouri at the Maple Leaf Festival, and we have found a lot of great tractors to look at. Let's get started. You have a beautiful McCormick Deering here. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, this was my granddad's tractor. He bought it brand new in 1928, but it's a 27 model, and he bought it at a place in Avila, Missouri, which was just a few miles from where he lived. And he had a front end loader on it, because it's got the PTO on it, and a lot of them didn't have a PTO, and it had a farm hand loader, and he stacked hay with it. It'd lift 20 foot, and so he'd stack hay out before round bales of hay and square bales of hay. And there was 11 kids in my mom's family, and back several years, almost 30 years ago now, after he'd passed away, I wanted to restore it. And so they was dividing up stuff, and so I asked if I could buy it, and they ended up giving it to me to keep it in the family, what it amounted to. And it was red when I got it. The original color was gray, but he painted it red for it looked like a newer tractor, is what the deal was. And it took me about 3 years off and on to restore it. And the curtains on here were gone. It didn't have no curtains on it. And I got talking to my uncles, and they said, well, one of the first things they done took the curtains off because they run cooler without it. But then they told me, they said, if it don't boil a little bit, because it don't have a water pump on, it's not running right. So we restored it, and first I was just going to get it running, and it kind of got out of control, and I kept spending more and more time on it. And the tires had rubber tires on it, and they cut them off and put the rubber wheels on it. And so I went all the way to Iowa to get steel wheels because I wanted the steel wheels back on it. So I got both now. I got the rubber tires and the steel wheels. And so anyway, we're going to keep it in the family down the road someday. So, but
did your granddad buy it new?
My granddad bought it new. He'd went up to buy a tractor, and he wanted a FarmallA regular. And he went up there and he seen this one sitting there. And it had the fenders on it, and the boys were young at that time, and he said, I want that one, because he thought the fenders would be safer for the boys to drive. He lived down along the river, and twice the river got up, and this tractor was actually flooded on this deal, and the muffler used to come out back here on the deal. And so he changed that, and he put a different seat on it, more spring on the seat. So I'd go to some farm shows, and they say, well, that's not original. And I'm going, it is original. My granddad done it, and I'm going to leave it that way. As many grandkids as he had, I feel really fortunate to end up with it. I had an uncle that he said he had the bill of sale for it, and I never got it. But he said granddad gave $850 for it, 2 mules, and some horse-drawn equipment when he bought it. So
A little swapping and a little cash.
yeah, so as far as I know, it was probably only brand new tractor that he bought. He had a lot of FarmallH tractors after that, but this is original. So it's pretty well been in this county ever since they've had it. So
are you a member of any clubs? I
am a member of the Missouri Club, Chapter 1, and and a few small ones we go around, but that's the main one that I am. So it's got me started, and now I've got about 6 more besides this one. But this is the only gray one. I got the FarmallA, the A, B, and C's, and I got an F20 and an F14, and a lot of pieces and parts. And still got some to rebuild. I'm going to rebuild an M FarmallS.
Hey, I'm Jim Vebrock, host of TractorWorks Videos. We're proud to present a whole series of interesting videos featuring all of the major brands that you love and a few you may have never seen before. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you don't miss a single episode. Be sure to check out the playlist of great tractor videos we have on this channel.
I had it painted. A friend of mine, he said he would paint it for what it cost the paint, and I found out paint was higher than what I thought it was, you know. And like I said, we replaced the curtains. We went one place, and I kept saying I wanted the curtains, and I said they're too high, and my wife said, "Give me the checkbook. We're not coming back." So that's the way I got the curtains for it. And
sounds like a keeper to me.
yes, yeah. And I pulled it some in the steel wheel class and done real good with it. And I'd quit a few years ago, and I said it's kind of like taking your grandmother to a race. You know, I said parts are hard to get, and I decided I didn't want to tear it up. And it's going to be 100 years old in 1927. I may pull it, and I want to drive it through the parade. But I'll put the rubber tires back on it, but I want to do that one more time. So this is got a belt pulley on the other side, and you run the belt pulley. That's 20 horsepower, and on the wheels they call that 10 horse tractor. And it's been redone. The motor, has more horsepower than that, but that's the original where it came up with 10, 20.
Right.
So
one bottom plow, I suppose.
Yes, I'd imagine. I've got a 2-bottom plow I'm going to try out on it one of these days. So it's all steel wheel, 2-bottom plow. But I imagine it'll probably a 1-bottom plow.
So did this start and run on gas and then switch over to kerosene?
It did. This is a small tank, and you put gas in there to start it on there, and it had a settlement bulb, which is gone now. You'd shut it off one side and turn it on the other, and it'd switch over to kerosene. Yes. And when I'd also done this, the drain plug for the radiator had a stick in it.
Yeah.
And I pulled that stick out, and it had never been threaded. It just had on there. And so I asked my uncle about this, and he said, we never had antifreeze in it. He said we'd run it, we'd start it mornings, run it all day, and we'd get done. We'd pull the plug out of it and drain the water out of it. He said the antifreeze would always boil over, the old antifreeze they had. He said, so you was probably the first one that ever put antifreeze in it. So I've redone it, but I still got the stick. I got it hang in my shop that came in there. So,
Yeah.
But the metal was really pretty good shape, because my uncle said my granddad repainted about every 3 years. It sat outside all the time, but he wanted, and he painted it red. And I had one uncle, he just had a fit when he seen it. It painted gray, and he said, you painted it the wrong color. And I was feeling kind of bad about that, but his older brother said, nope, you got the paint exactly right on it. It came out gray. He said, you don't remember it, you was too young. So,
it's beautiful, and I love this color. Look, let's lift this curtain here, because there's something under here that I think is kind of cool. Let's talk about your inspection cover.
Okay.
And the purpose of those.
Yes. You can open these up. They're probably sealed up pretty good, but it had Babbitt bearings on them. And you could get in there and you could tighten your Babbitt bearings on this thing. And it did not have an overhead fuel pump or oil pump on it. So you have to go on the other side where you may see you'd have to oil the valve cover with an oil can, like according how many times you run it, but like twice a day. That's the way you oil the overhead on it.
Right.
But it's had the oil pump added to it, so. But
Beautiful pad.
yeah, the old brass carburetor. And when I got it, we can see the mag on the other side. The original mag wasn't on it, and my uncle said the mag went bad, but he says, I've got the original mag if you can get it rebuilt. And so I took the old mag off when I went through it and took it to get it rebuilt, and the guy checked it out and he said, this thing's hot, there's nothing wrong with it. And so luckily they put it in the old shop for years And so that's the reason I ended up with the original mag on it. So kind of by accident, but it worked out great for me.
Hey, I'm Jim Vebrock, host of TractorWorks Videos. We're proud to present a whole series of interesting videos featuring all of the major brands that you love and a few you may have never seen before. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you don't miss a single episode. Be sure to check out the playlist of great tractor videos we have on this channel.
This is the mag. Original mag came on it. It does say international, but this right here, they call it the retard. So you flip this when you start it, for it won't kick back on you. And so after it starts running, this will raise up automatically by itself. So it needs cleaned up, but it shined up pretty good. This is a belt pulley, yes. So it's a lot of the 1020s, they were just for pulling. They didn't have this on there or the PTO on the back. But this one had it because he had a pump that he ran the lift with. So he fastened it on to the, and I wish I'd got the loader for it, but it was way too big for this tractor, really.
Yeah, I've never seen one.
But it came out the side of it, went out front. And so after I fixed this up, people that knew this tractor said that tractor is a lot smaller than what I remembered, because they remembered when they was younger and they always had that loader on it.
Hey, I'm Jim Vebrock, host of TractorWorks Videos. We're proud to present a whole series of interesting videos featuring all of the major brands that you love and a few you may have never seen before. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you don't miss a single episode. Be sure to check out the playlist of great tractor videos we have on this channel.